You know, we often think of history as these huge, epic battles that decide everything. But sometimes the entire fate of nations gets sealed in the quiet, personal choices of just two people. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. The story of two brothers, Jacob and Esau. Their paths are about to split, and that split is going to carve out the destinies of two incredibly powerful nations. Okay, so let's set the stage with our two main players here. On one side, you've got Jacob. He's the younger brother, living in exile, but, well, good things just seem to follow him around. And on the other side, that's Esau, the firstborn, a man of incredible power and action, who's starting to feel like the walls are seriously closing in. Their lives are on two completely different tracks, headed in opposite directions. So how did this massive split even happen? Well, it wasn't some big dramatic showdown. Not at all. Instead, we're going to zoom in on a few critical years where a series of seemingly small events, births, a death, and just shifting fortunes, pushed these two brothers onto paths that would pretty much never cross again. To really get this story, you have to understand Esau. He's not just some name in a book. He is a force of nature. Just picture this powerful hunter, totally restless, with this burning intensity. This is a guy who takes what he wants, and his presence alone just dominates a space. He needs room to move, and he's about to run out of it. And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. Jacob's power, it's almost passive. Good stuff just happens around him. I mean, his father-in-law Laban is getting crazy rich just because Jacob's on the payroll. But Esau? He's all action. He's out there building his own fortune. And the irony is, his own incredible success is becoming his biggest problem. So, how does all this tension actually play out in their lives? Well, we're about to see how just a couple of years of family drama, births and deaths, start to tip the scales in a huge way. This isn't about armies clashing. It's about the personal wins and losses that change absolutely everything. Okay, so let's break it down year by year. In 2189, Esau has a son, Reuel. That's a big win for him. But then, check this out. The very next year, Jacob's father-in-law gets 3 sons, and it's all because of Jacob's blessed presence. And then it gets worse for Esau. His wife, Jehudith, dies, leaving him with no sons from her line. You can literally feel the balance of power shifting, can't you? And this chart just puts it in stark relief. Jacob is literally building another man's dynasty, creating a legacy for his father-in-law without even trying. Meanwhile, Esau, the powerful heir, is hitting a dead end with one of his family lines. One brother is a symbol of explosive growth, while the other is dealing with loss in a world that feels like it's shrinking. All this pressure on Esau has to go somewhere, right? And what's fascinating is his fight isn't with another person. It's with the land itself. The very ground he's living on, the shared land of Canaan, just can't handle his ambition anymore. His own success has become his enemy. Just try to picture the chaos. Esau's herds are so massive, they're like a tidal wave of livestock just overwhelming everything. This leads to constant clashes with the local herdsmen, over water, over grazing land. The very thing that made him so powerful, his wealth, is now tearing his world apart. It's like the land itself is groaning for relief. And this one line, it just says it all. The land couldn't support him because of the size of his herds. It's a classic problem, right? What happens when a leader, a force of nature, becomes too big for his own world? Does he stay and fight for scraps? Or does he risk it all and leave everything he's ever known behind? Esau is at a major crossroads. So, what do you do when your world becomes too small for you? For a man like Esau, there's really only one answer. You don't make yourself smaller, you go find a bigger world, a world that can actually handle your ambition. And so, Esau makes his move. And listen, this isn't just packing a few bags. This is a full-blown exodus. He gathers his family, his wealth, his entire operation, and he points them east, toward the unknown. He's not just moving, he's marching toward a new destiny entirely. I mean, just think about the sheer scale of this. First, the gathering. Every person, every animal, everything he owns. Then this massive, slow departure, a river of people and livestock. And finally, the arrival in a new, untamed land. This is literally the birth of a nation on the move, all driven by the force of will of one man who refused to be contained. And where does he land? In a place that is a perfect reflection of him. The rugged, red mountains of Seir. It's here that Esau finally becomes who he was always meant to be. He's no longer just the son of Isaac. He is Edom, the red man, and this rugged, untamed land is his kingdom. But hey, just getting to Seir is the beginning, not the end. Now the real work starts. Free from the limits of his old life, Esau sets out to build something totally new, something that's going to last. He's not just surviving out here, he's forging a nation.
And man, does his power grow fast. He marries a local woman, Aholibamah, from one of the Hivite clans, which is a really smart political move to lock in some alliances. And she gives him 3 more sons. And these aren't just kids, they're the foundation of his new nation, the future dukes and leaders of Edom.
And this is where we see that Esau is so much more than just a powerful hunter. He is a brilliant strategist. He's using marriage to create alliances, having sons to secure his own legacy, and cleverly weaving his entire family into the local power structure. He is absolutely playing the long game here. And here it is, the masterstroke. He marries his own daughters to local leaders from the Horite clans. See, this isn't about conquering a new land, it's about becoming part of it. He's creating a new blended people, the Edomites, with his own family right at the heart of it all. That is a brilliant way to build a kingdom that lasts. And so that's what we're left with. 2 brothers, 2 totally different paths, and 2 very different legacies. Jacob, the quiet exile, he would go on to inherit a divine promise. But Esau, the man who was too big for his world, he didn't wait around for a promise. He went out and built a kingdom with his own 2 hands, a testament to pure human will and ambition, a kingdom born from the red earth, forged by the red man himself.